My name is Anthony Smith.
Some years ago, I wrote a blog post. The title of the post was "Salvation Comes from the Cut." I've been reading a lot of Jesus history at the time, and it's really diving into historically where Jesus was located and how Jesus was a part of people who were oppressed and literally were occupied by Roman imperial military and political force. When you begin to read the story in the Gospels, you see Jesus, Mary, and Joseph as people who are part of a historically oppressed and marginalized group of people. They're not the cream of the crop. They don't have a crib next to Herod, right? There were really nobodies in the Roman Empire. It just struck me dumb that the way oftentimes the Advent's portrayed, the nativity scenes are portrayed, it really reveals the level of global privilege that we as Christians live in. Many of us in our culture can identify really how that whole scene played out in the Gospels. So I did a sort of a theological thought experiment. I was like, so if Jesus was born today in North American society, where would he have been born? And the thought came to me. He would have been born in the Cut. Now, some of you probably think it was the Cut. The way the projects where I used to hang out at as a teenager was in the heart of the city of Birmingham. They've since torn those buildings down. But the project buildings, there would be like a small space in between that you could walk through. And all kind of stuff would be happening there, right? Poor people, homeless people, kind of all manner of illegal activity, kids playing, poor kids playing, right? We call that little space, that space of passage, the Cut. My mind was like, wow, this is where Jesus would have been born. This is where the nativity scenes in America should be. This is where how it really would have unfolded in American societies, right? In the ghetto, the barrio, in the Appalachian Mountains. The salvation of the world does not come from a place of power, a place of privilege. But the salvation of the universe, the cosmos, and the creation literally comes from spaces like in my home in Alabama, from the Cut in the ghetto. This is how God saves the world, from places like this. Salvation comes from the Cut. So I have a challenge for you. We know that Jesus was born in the heart of empire, in the margins of empire. I know many of you are going to drive around the town, check out the Christmas lights, see the very ornate, very beautiful nativity scenes all over the city. I want to challenge you today. And this would be really cool for those of you who do video responses. Send me your videos of where you think Jesus really would have been born in your city. Think about your city. Think about where Jesus was born in the sense of politically, socially, economically. Where Jesus would have been born in the margins of his society. And what kind of nativity scene would we have in your city? Truly, where would that be? Send us your video response to that.